If humans evolved from apes, then why do apes still exist? If Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, who took the famous photo of him stepping onto it? NASA, one of the most advanced space agencies, somehow lost the original recordings of the moon landing. Lost them. One of humanity's greatest achievements, gone. How? And if walking on the moon was so easy in 1969, why haven't we gone back? Why did 56 countries, rivals, enemies, superpowers, all agree to one thing? That no one can freely explore Antarctica. What's there? What are they hiding? How did ancient civilizations without modern tools build structures so perfect they still can't be replicated today? Why do Egyptian artifacts show images that look like spacecraft? Why do dragons appear in every ancient culture, across every continent, and even in the Bible? Coincidence? And why is there a connection between the pineal gland, the so-called third eye, and the pine cone symbols found in ancient Egyptian art? Why is the entertainment industry obsessed with symbols linked to demons, secret societies, and occult rituals? And in a world so advanced, so intelligent, so scientific, why are we sicker, sadder, and more controlled than ever before? Ask yourself.
Jews have now founded a mystery Babylon system. The same men, the same system. They were responsible for the French Revolution and the Order of the Illuminati in its founding. Now they control the United States behind the scenes. I believe there has been basically a coup d'etat in America. They control Russia. And they control almost every nation on earth. Here's from the Austin American Statesman. Talks about George W. Bush going over to Israel. And where is he? At the Wailing Wall on the Temple Mount. And what is on his head? The Jewish yarmulke. Did you know he's a member of the Skull and Bones Society? And the Skull and Bones Society, when they're initiated at Yale University, they declare themselves to be Jews. And they say, we oppose all the Gentiles. Look at some of these pictures of powerful American senators, presidents, and so forth, meeting with the head of the Lubavitcher cult of Judaism. Of course, the founder of communism was Karl Marx, a Jew, also a high priest of the Church of Satan. Hey, in Soviet Russia, it was the Jews that founded, the Illuministic Jews, who founded Soviet communism. Don't think they were just communists. They weren't even Russians. Most of them, they were Jews, and some of them were from the United States. The Jewish Illuminati, who were underground but had billions of wealth, now are the masters of the Russian Empire.
There's a tactic that all intelligence operatives learn, and it's called elicitation. You use statements instead of questions to get the most powerful information from other people. When a person's being asked a question, it raises a little door in the brain that says, I need to be careful about the answer. If you're responding to a statement, your brain does not have that little security guard that comes out. And so as a light example, let's just imagine you and me took an Uber to get here. And let's imagine you and me we're going to take an Uber back after this. We get into that Uber and I say, I just read online that Uber drivers were rated the #1 job satisfaction of all the jobs in the country. And I just said a statement, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to turn around and go, what? Where did you see this? So that starts a conversation. And then he says, no, it's really bad. I do this, and they take the money and this and this. And then I do disbelief. This is another technique. Disbelief says, no way. There's no way that company would treat you like that. He goes, oh yeah, you will never guess what happened just a couple of weeks ago. And then he just kind of goes into this deep story that he would never tell another client. Who does he tell these stories to? Friends. I've made his brain start behaving in friend mode, and I haven't even asked any questions yet.